And good morning, basketball fans in our region. I want to let you know about a top-notch weekend of hoops on the way, set to tip off this weekend in Halifax. The curtain is going to rise on Season 4 of the National Preparatory Association, the NPA, and the spotlight's going to shine on the next crop of Canadian players and basketball programs vying for the title of NPA National Champion. They've got 3 new programs. They've got a bunch of young basketball talent, including here locally as well. It's the NPA's 4th season. It looks to be the biggest one to date, and it kicks off this weekend at St. Mary's, and it's going to culminate in Toronto at the Nationals coming up March 26th to 29th of 2020. So we're very lucky to have the commissioner of the NPA. I'm going to abbreviate it because preparatory is tough to say on a Friday morning, but Jason Thom is here with us, the commissioner of this league. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's a bit of a dream sequence for me, to be honest. A bit of a hairy way to get in here yesterday, and then sit alongside you, a good friend of mine. I'm very excited to be here.
Yes, some inside basketball. Jason and I worked together at the Score about a decade ago, and now you're the commissioner of this league because you were always the Canada basketball guy at the Score anyway. So this fits in perfectly with what you're aligned with. So welcome and congrats, man.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that.
So NPA, tell me what this league is all about.
The goal is to keep our talent here in Canada, and beyond that, just try to keep them within their home province and preferably within their home city. 5 years ago, if you were a high-level basketball talent, you would have to go south of the border to the U.S. early in your life to play high-level basketball, and that doesn't always work out for everybody. I think our goal with this league was being able to take it coast to coast across Canada to not only keep kids here in their home country, but also be able to bring high-level basketball to different cities like Halifax to be able to show people, we could provide the exposure that all these kids need to get to the post-secondary level. We can do that right here at home while growing the game here in Canada.
Yeah, exactly. Give me age ranges here for who we're talking about with student athletes, Jay.
15 to 18, we have some returning fifth-year players who are kind of, maybe have a credit left to get to school or to get a post-secondary education. We don't have many 15-year-olds in this league. It is a high-level basketball league. So you want kids that are ready for this level. So, a lot of times they'll start in a traditional high school setting, find that they're one of the better players, and to get to that next level, they need to find that next level of competition.
Yeah, we've got parents out there, families, I'm sure, who have kids that are really good at basketball at their local, junior highs or something. What's the message for them out there? How can they get involved? How can they find out more about what you guys do to take them to the next level?
Well, when it comes down to it, North Pole Hoops, who is the umbrella company to the National Preparatory Association, we put on an entire structure for a young basketball player to find out where they are. Because if you're really good, say, here in Halifax, you have to find out how good you are compared to the rest of people across the country. Our Director of National Scouting, Elias Sabate, goes across the country to see all that firsthand. He can now come to Halifax. We put on different showcases here. We have an Atlantic showcase as well where you can come out in the summertime, and I believe we're going to be in the spring this year out here in the Atlantic provinces, and Elias and our coaches can actually tell your child where they are stacking up to the rest of Canada and say, here's your path. Stay at your local high school right now, work on these few things. We'll come back and see you in a year, and maybe at that point you'll be ready for the next level.
That's cool, because we've had some players coming through here at an early age. Nate Darling comes to mind for me. Kellen Tynes is another big one who is in town this weekend representing an Ontario school, isn't it? But he's from here.
Absolutely. Kellen Tynes is I would say, is most likely going to be looking at an Ivy League look at the post-secondary level, which is just amazing because you have to remember these are student athletes as well. Kellen last night started, we were saying that it looked like he had a little bit of a rough game. He still finished with 28 points last night the win. Obviously from Dartmouth. We've watched him grow over the last 3 years at the private school, Ross St. Netherwood School there in New Brunswick. So he has been absolutely amazing. And what's great is that you see him playing with local New Brunswick players and bringing up their level of game. When you have high-level players like that playing alongside other guys, they get better as well. So, Kellen Tynes is one to look out. And J9 Simmons plays for Halifax Prep. He's another kid as well. And they had a really cool back and forth North Preston versus Dartmouth in Halifax. So those are the little cool storylines that, as a storyteller myself, I love to see. And in the end, we're just trying to get these kids to the post-secondary level, not only in the U.S., but here at the U Sports level as well. And there was a doubleheader last night. UNB played St. Mary's after the NPA game. And I think we want to make sure that people understand that as well. We're looking to raise the level of basketball at all levels here in Canada. We had 3 guys go to the NCAA last year.
That's awesome.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But then we also have 47 players at the youth sports level right now. We take a lot of pride in that, and we really want to make people understand that not everybody's final path is going to take them to the U.S. They can stay here in Canada.
And even we have the Halifax Hurricanes here, a pro team. It'd be great to have a couple of local guys. I think we already do for this year coming up anyway, but to have that local talent play for the Hurricanes, and then you can say, hey, he plays for the Hurricanes, I can play for them, and it raises their profile.
You can go from 15 to the pro level, now staying at home in Canada, playing at a whole level, at a high level. We've never had that here in Canada. We've never had that opportunity to go from high school to the pros and stay here in Canada the whole way. What will that do to the next generation to be able to say, not only can I do that, but I can do that in front of my friends and family, and be able to say I stayed here with the flag on me.
Whole bunch of games, whole bunch of friends and family going to be at St. Mary's this weekend for the NPA Showcase, and it's hosted, of course, by St. Mary's University. You can find out the entire schedule. You can watch the games on YouTube as well on your channel at npacanada.com.